Hello everybody, and today we are going to do a couple of different things. We're going to do a furnished view with a couple of images, and we will also work on our room layout. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do, we are going to create a new sheet. So right click on that, new sheet, same thing, 11 by 17. And we will name this one, double click on that. Sorry, right click, rename. Let's call it, that's A10106, that's fine. Let's go furnished view, hit OK. And we are gonna go to our ground floor plan. That looks like this. And we are gonna right click, duplicate view. And let's rename that, furnished view. Hit OK. And we're going to hide all of these sections. So right click, left click on that stem of it, right click, hide in view, and go category. So pretty much the way this stands, this could be a furnished view. If you want to ditch the outlets, you are more than welcome to. So you can right click on those, hide in view, category. So now that cleans that up. Now you'll probably have all furnishings in that. So it'll be a little bit different. And then we are going to bring that into our furnished view. So double click on that, go up here, drag it in. All right, so right now, that's what I have. So remember what we got to do. Go back to the furnished view, go to the crop region, click, drag these things nice and close. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Hide that. Go back to our furnished view sheet. Come down and then drag it on. And the size, this size works out all right, this 1/8. If you want to go up in size, you can. Let's click on it. Let's try 3/16. Yeah, that works a little bit nice. It's a little bit bigger. And then once we're in here, go back to that furnished view and go to 3D view, similar to what we did with the renderings, camera. And then you're going to take a couple of camera views, something like that. And once you have that, 3D views, they save. So right now we're on 3D view 2. So I can right click, rename, and call that kitchen. So we have that, and then you're going to go back, and you're going to do several of these. I would have a couple of the furnished views, maybe one. You know, each house a little bit different. You know, looking off this way into a hallway. I don't really like that one, so I'm actually going to delete that one. Maybe something looking at the front door. You want like several views, maybe into a bedroom. Mine's not as furnished as yours is going to be, so it may not look as nice. I could do something looking this way. All right, so I can see the wall. I can bring this down. Wider, so like that. Notice I got my little outlets in there, which is kind of nice. So we want something similar to this. Let's take this down. So I can go, we got that one. I'm gonna rename that. We'll call it kitchen 2. And maybe like, let's do one looking at the front door here. Something like that. Bring that down. There we go. Right click, rename, front door. Then once you have these, and you could do ones of like the bathrooms and stuff like that. You want a few in there. You want to make this sheet, this furnished view sheet, bring that up. Like that. And then you could drag them in. So you could have like front door. And we could bring the size of that down. So we can go size, click on it, size crop. And you could change it here. So we could scale, we could lock the proportions, and we go like 2 inches. apply, and now it's that. And then you can fix this. And like that. You can actually delete this. It's not, oh, sorry. Let's drag that back in. There we go. After you crop the sides, you can do that. And the same thing, so we have the kitchen. Right? That one looks pretty good, but same thing. I want to do the size crop. Scale. Locked. Let's do like a 2 on that one as well. Apply. Then you're going to have to delete it and drag it back in so that little thing comes up. So you're going to do several of these. You can change the size of these and have them. So now this just shows different views inside. So that's the furnished view. Relatively straightforward to do. Try to get a good, at least 4 or 5 different views, just to give the person that might be looking at the house an idea of what's going on. It does not have to be the same as your renderings, but it could be. It's just different. You might want to give them something different than that. Now what we're going to do is the house layout or the room layouts. So here we are going to go to. You can go to the ground floor view. So floor plans. Ground floor. You're going to duplicate this view. Right click, duplicate view. Rename it. Right click, rename. Room layout. Hit OK. Hide all this stuff again. So now we're going to hide a lot of stuff. So right click, hide in view, category. We want to hide pretty much everything. Any outlets, right click, left click, and then right click on them, hide in view. Category. Any furniture, hide that. Hide everything. Any fixtures, hide in view. Category. So that takes care of that. I would even hide the appliances. Right click, hide in view. Category. That you could probably get away with leaving the cabinets, but to be honest with you, ditch them too. Right click, hide in view. Category. You want your bare house looking just like that. Now from here, we are going to basically label these rooms. Okay, so we go to architecture and you're going to see room and room separator. So I'm going to show you an instance where I have here. This is my living room and kitchen is right here, but they're actually 2 separate rooms. So I'm going to separate them. You may or may not have them. So like for instance, this bathroom right here doesn't need a separation. It is the whole thing's a bathroom, just as this is a whole thing is a bedroom. So to use the room separator, you click on it. Well, it's asking me to save. Let's save this. Give it a moment here. And basically, we're going to draw in division lines for each room. So I'm going to go, say, from right here on my wall. I need to make sure I click the end of the wall. Go to the end there. All right, so now this room is separate. This is all going to be considered living room. And that's it. It's done. So now, go back to architecture. Hit escape. There we go. And I'm going to go to room. And you can see now it puts in or figures out the room. So I'm going to click on that. Right click, cancel. I'm going to double click. And I'll call this, that's room 1. I'm going to call that my living room. And all rooms on the first floor, whoops. All rooms on the first floor start with 100. So that is living room 100. And you can see how the outline is there. I'm going to click off. You may want to change the scale on this a little bit. I'm going to jump up to 3/16. There we go. So it looks a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit bigger for our sheet. Back to architecture, room. And now I'm going to continue going through and notice the room labels are automatically updating. Every room, it's giving me the square footage of all those rooms, or will eventually. Just like that. Cancel. Right, and I can click on it if I want to bring this over a little bit. Adjust the spaces in. Then go back in, double click. This would be kitchen. And you will label every single room. Bathroom. Now what happens if you have something like this? We click on it, And we should be able to adjust its movement. So I can drag it this way, like that. So now I click here and I can drag it out of the way, like that. So now you have a leader line there, and you can do that for pretty much anything that's kind of like a little wonky and out of the way. So I can do the same with that. So now it's got the leader lines going to it. If you need to adjust it in there, you can. It's relatively easy. So there's that. Now the rooms are going to be all labeled, numbered. We can add the square footage in with them as well. Now we want to show the room area. So you can click on it, edit type, show area. Okay. And now all the square footages of every room is shown. So you may have to go in and kind of like readjust these a little bit, move them around, just so they're not overlapping. And that's how you get this. So if we want to tag, relatively straightforward to do. So if we want to tag, it's straightforward to do. You can tag all. And you see like door tags and room tags. So there's also window tags. Click that. And you can apply them a certain way. You can hit apply. And OK. And now this shows me windows right here. And I have little door tags in spots. And that's pretty much my room layout. From here, I can go to the sheets, right click, new sheet. OK. You can call this, right click, rename. Let's see, floor layout. Call it floor layout, hit OK. And then we just go right up to the room layout or floor layout, drag it in. All right, so same thing. We could tell our crop region's got to get fixed. So double click, zoom out, crop region, click, drag these in. Try not to mess up those tags. Good, looks fine to me. Do that. And then now go back down to floor layout. And then bring that right on in. And you have that. If you want the size a little bigger, go a little bigger, 1/4 inch. All right, so that looks good. So you can, we can adjust the layout on that as well. So if you go to the room layout, right, I could bring that crop box in a little bit more. And then bring it right on back in. Okay, so if we want to, we can also add schedules to this. We can add a door and window schedule, relatively easy to do. So we have our floor plan layout. We go to View, Schedules, Schedule and Quantities. If I want doors, I'm going to go down to Doors, click on that, hit OK. Once it's there, let's do count, so we get the number, add that in. We can go family, right, like that, and we can then add in rough height and rough width. These are important for the builder so they know what size openings to make, and then they can order doors accordingly. Hit OK. So that is my door schedule. Now some of these might be the same, so we can go to sorting and grouping, hit edit, and we can sort by family. We could do it also then by something else, but if I go itemize every instance, click off that, hit OK. Now it tells me what I need. So here I have a number of doors, one double interior door, 7'1". So now this looks a little bit wonky. So we can actually go back in sorting and grouping. Let's go by rough height and rough width. Hit OK. And now see here we have a better thing. We have this door right here. We have one of these doors with this rough height. We have 3 of these doors at that and one door like that. So that's the kind of the way we want it. We can also do this for windows. We go back to View, Schedules, quantities. Let's do it for windows. Click on that, hit OK. Same thing. We want count, family, rough height and width. You could technically do sill height too. Sill height, we don't need it. I'm not really too worried about it. Hit OK. There it is. Notice we didn't unclick. So we go sorting and grouping, unclick, itemize every instance. Hit OK. All right, and looks like we got 9 of those. So it looks like I used all the same windows here. Something seems a little weird, so... okay, yes. So it looks like here, let's go by family. Itemize every instance. Height. Width. Hit OK. There we go. So like that. Oh, I don't think I unchecked sorting and grouping. Let's unitemize that. Hit OK. There we go. So that's what we have. So I have 9 of the same windows in my house, which is fine. Then I can drag these into my floor layout. So I go to that sheet. And I can go to schedules and quantities. Bring my door schedule in. Like that. And you can actually adjust this a little bit. So if I want to make that... All right. And then I go to the window schedule, bring this in. There's my door and window schedule. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I don't think there's anything else. Have a good day. Bye.